Hello, everyone. I am Tacit, and welcome to the Gems of War, spring event, week 1, day 3. So, of course, we're still tripping at this every single day. Actually, today we'll be able to mess around with the legend, something I don't think I put in the little thumbnail. We actually get Beltane today. Actually, might as well put that in the thumbnail. I actually kind of forgot about that. But yeah, we do get Beltane, so we do get to mess with Beltane. Unfortunately, there isn't much we could do with Beltane. Let's see. I'll just put it right over top of this. But, let's see. And, Beltane testing. There's really only two things we could really do with it. For the most part, unless we want to do some really weird things with it. And that's mostly Wild Queen and King, as far as their synergy, or its synergy. Anyways, let's go and, get our battles, so we can actually go do that. And we'll actually start with that. Since, the only other thing we have going on is the dragon pets that, obviously we already have maxed. But it is available if you want dragon bonus for 3-4 times dragon teams. Anyways, let's go and get this thing. Of course, we'll do world event and everything else. Hand out a code. Still haven't gotten more from Kafka yet. Hopefully soon. I checked a couple hours ago. But anyways, let's go. And currently just running with Truffle. Seems to be doing good enough. Not the team we mentioned earlier, but it's a nice cheap team. Nice and accessible. Actually, never mind. We didn't mention any during the video. I forgot. I forgot to mention on the Monday video. All the teams for it, which is why we showed this one, since it's really accessible. Yeah, it does what it needs to do, so I haven't bothered switching it. But anyways, hello everyone! Hope all you guys have been having a wonderful week so far. Hello Ricardo, hello Bill, hello Insane Gamer, hello Lester, hello, hello Jason, hello Marcella, hello Logic Slayer, hello Cookie, hello Mr. Jesse, hello Renus, welcome, welcome. Yeah, I'm gonna take a sip of water. Good old water, I actually got a fresh water. Gotta stay hydrated. It's being starting to get warmer. Quite a bit warmer. Not like summer warm yet, but it's getting there. So hello, Jonien. Welcome, welcome. So hello, McDoubleDad. Welcome, welcome. So hello, Isabel. Welcome, welcome as well. Hopefully that's enough damage. It is not, so we'll go for Leprechaun, good old Leprechaun. And at this point, double skull will be enough. Luckily, we have the Hunter's Mark off the hero. I believe we're using Archer for Greenstorm. And of course, we always want to keep powering it up so we can keep going deeper in this. As the deeper we go, the more points we get. It's the only thing that can actually make us skip more of the points. Since it doesn't matter which one of the 3 battles you do, they all give the same. However, moving forward does increasingly give you more per battle. Specifically 1, which doesn't sound like a lot, but you know that 1 keeps adding up over and over and over again, so eventually it becomes a lot. Well, speaking of King Salinas over there, well, we're probably going to be needing him when we go mess with this new troop, which we pretty much already have, right? 2 more battles, 3 more battles. We'll have enough points. But obviously, we'll just do all the battles and then go get her. But yeah, it's a very rare type of troop. Normally, double converters, for the most part, are skull and mana. There are a few that do double mana, and this is one of them under the double mana category. For everyone that is like double mana, I think there's like 9 that are like skull mana instead. So they're a lot rarer. I wonder if they're going to start adding a lot more of them into the game over the near future. As while the typing exists, they're not that common, at least compared to the alternative. So maybe we'll be seeing more in the near future. They're really hit or miss. It really depends what kind of traits they have and synergies overall. I would say more so traits, and the biggest issue with this thing is it does not get good traits. So you basically has to get all of its value from its convert, which is not ideal. Oh, it's Logic Slayer's birthday today? Happy birthday, Logic Slayer. It's your birthday today. Oh, we'll have to sing happy birthday if you want. We'll definitely need to. Hope you had a wonderful, wonderful birthday. Sing the song if he wants. Me too, I will. We'll even go hand out the code early. Unfortunately, I can't do an extra code because we are very limited until Kafka gives us more. Which hopefully she will very soon. Hello, Tyrion. Welcome, welcome. Right, nice little cascade. We even get a treasure map from it. We're definitely going to use that immediately. Anyways, let's go get the troop. And go mess with this thing. Alright, so obviously we want to go throw an orb at it. Let's see, go to troops, go to, not there. Go to upgradable. Don't accidentally upgrade the bandit. Throw a blue orb at this thing. And we are good to go. Alright, sing it? Okay, we'll go sing it then. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Logic Slayer. Happy birthday to you. Hope you had a wonderful birthday and a wonderful week. Oh, so hello, Draco. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, everyone say happy birthday in the chat to Logic Slayer. If you haven't already. So, how old did you turn? No. Anyways, let's go and, go find a troop I accidentally just got rid of. Come back! I hate that it does that. Because I don't think I leveled it yet. Because it's on the other menu and I always forget to do that now. Gosh, I forget this thing's name. Okay, I completely forget. Hold up. Oh, we got a star from it though. 26 star. Nice. What was this thing's name again? I literally said it's like B-E-L or something. Yeah, Beltane. So, Belt should bring it up. There it is, the only one with Belt in its name. I'm actually really surprised. There's 1,000 something abilities in this game. And there's not any ability that's called like Belt something or something Belt. I'm actually very surprised. Yeah, it's the only troop in the entire game with Belt in its name. Anywheres. That's not what I was expecting. Interesting. Anyways, we don't need the... Actually, do we need the water vent team? Well, we're already using that water vent team, so it doesn't matter. I was going to say what we could do with Beltane. We're definitely not covering a video on Beltane. It's not relevant enough. However, you can still kind of use it. First thing that comes to mind is just go the all Wild Folk team. Get the King Salinas in there, get the Wild Queen, get the Wild King. Might not even need the Wild King. He is kind of better, but, I don't know, coloration kind of works better with this. Let's see. It converts away all blue. And it converts away all purple. Into yellow. Yeah, we'll still bring out Wild King, why not? This does mean we don't have any room for hero if we do it like this, though. Well, it shouldn't be that big a deal. Also, I believe this covers every color, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it does cover every color, even though we're denying 2 of them. And we're actually using Beltane as a tank, which is not a good idea, but he doesn't really have anywhere else to go, so... He does give extra life to green, which means he's doing it to everyone except King Salinas. Which is kind of unfortunate, but luckily that's not really doing much to begin with, so it doesn't really matter. Class doesn't matter, but for the fun of it, we'll switch to Archer. Though we might need to switch to Wild Folk hero class if we want to try one with that. And Banner, we probably want double green something. You convert to green too, right? Yeah, 1 to green and the other one to yellow. Honestly, yeah, we might as well set a green-yellow banner then a minus red or something. Unfortunately, we don't have a minus red option. Minus purple... He denies purple, so minusing purple wouldn't hurt. It does use one of those weird banners, though. That's fine. Could minus blue as well, but... wait, does he deny blue as well? Okay, yeah, you can minus blue if you don't have one of these. Actually, you know what? I'd actually rather minus blue. Keep the Wild Queen a little bit up, so we can spam the green. Of course, the other one would just spam the yellow, but we'll do it this way. Because overfill on Wild Queen can actually go into Wild King. Alright, let's see what this could do. So this is 4 times Wild Folk, no hero. Let's try it on, I guess, Explorer or something. Don't want to test this in PvP quite yet. Well, let's see what we can do. Very rare that we get a double converter that isn't skull-based. So I have a feeling we'll be seeing quite a few more in the near future. Alright, we'll take that over, take that over. Still trying to find our brown or something. I don't have a Cascade over there, so let's take the purple over there. We can take the other thing. That doesn't do anything except give him a skull. You know what? Still going to go for it. Oh no! He got extra turn skull from Sky. That's unfortunate. They're trying to give him a 3, but he got a 4 from Sky. Not ideal. Okay, we just Wild Queen to full mana at this point. We're probably going to miss, but if we do, he doesn't have any attack to really utilize anyways. Alright, so our double convert is blue to green, which does not help us here. And purple to yellow, which also doesn't help us here, which is kind of unfortunate. We'll have to take a skull. It's going to get weird to keep remembering. Blue to green. And purple to yellow. Yeah, just not going to do anything here. We're just going to have to take another skull again. Which is unfortunate because we give him a bunch of skull value now if he has the chance to utilize it. Blue to green, still as useless as ever. Purple to yellow is basically just Mercy Convert. Oddly enough. You know what? Somehow we have King Salinas. Might as well throw it for some burns. We still have no alignment, though. Gosh, this is going to be a perpetual battle of no alignment. There's 2 different ways to align, and not a single one this entire fight, unless I missed it, has had alignment. Blue to green is still nothing, unless we want to take a 3. And purple to yellow is still nothing. Amazing. Gosh, at least we got King Salinas now, so we should be able to get things rolling. Oh, did we finally have it? Yeah, blue to green. Finally! Wow, that took a while. And it gives a bunch of positive status effects across the entire team. We can then go for a nice wild queen. We can then go for a wild king, or even a wild queen again. Oh, missed. Doesn't matter, though. Reflect is helping us out. Boom, dead. It's not... oh no, it's not good. It's not horrible, though. If we could just get mana and alignment on it, like, instantly, it'd be nice. Fortunately, not always possible. I can take that for a lot of mana. It's a lot of mana I don't necessarily need, but it does give us a King Salinas cast if he doesn't miss. Problem is if he misses. He did not miss. That's good. We don't have the secondary mana we need, so we're just going to try that for blue off the sky. Didn't get it. We can take a yellow over there. Oh yeah, King Salinas. I almost forgot about that. Oh no, that's not from him. Wait, what's that from? Oh yeah, there it is. All wildfowl gain 2 attack at the start of every turn. As well as magic when my turn begins. Okay. I was like, wait, where did that other stat come from? But yeah, it's from the Queen and King. I'm so used to just the attack. I forgot about Wild King's magic gain. Because normally you don't think of him as really giving magic. Because that is by no means the main reason why you use him. Oh, wow. Why is it so hard to get this thing not only mana, but alignment? It's not his issue, though. We've just been getting some really weird boards here. Like, there's a lot of starting boards. We can just immediately get him to full mana. We're pretty close. And it just has not been giving us any of them. Like, look at this board. There's no green or brown. Guess we'll take a yellow here. Still no green or brown. We could try cascading it. Had 2 chances. Still didn't get it. Gosh. I'm about to go out of my way just to get alignment here. Just so we can convert. This might miss, but we're going to go for it. We did not miss, though I believe we also do not have alignment. Green. No, blue to green. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. Purple to yellow also doesn't. Oh no, it still doesn't. You know what? I'm just going to cast it. See what happens. It's obviously not aligned, but get some value in there. Alright, so now he basically converts the entire board into a semi-perfect board for Wild Queen and King. It's actually probably one of the few instances where you can actually use them both together. Because generally you only use Wild Queen or Wild King. There are a few situations where you use them together. But this definitely makes it easier too. I'm considering ditching King Salinas for a mana accumulator. Because, gosh, is our starting mana accumulation exceedingly inconsistent with this team. Like, look at the starting board. Like, what's our option? If we want green or brown. I can't even take a pair, let alone, like, set up into a pair. I can't even take good mana, because I need, like, the yellow, but that gives them 4 times brown. I guess I could take this purple. Aren't we minus on purple, though? I think I ultimately went minus blue. Yeah, we did. So we actually can take that. Alright, we do have green. Unfortunately, not full mana, but that is. He's going to get skull distracted. Okay, he did not get skull distracted. Blue to green, no. Purple to yellow, yes. So that's a huge turn. And King Salinas is the only one with mana, plus the board is set up better for him. And now we can just go skull crazy. And go for King Salinas again, get our skulls, boom, boom, boom. It's kind of funny that he doesn't create skulls. Now that I think about it, I think the reason they didn't make him create skulls is more so due to Wild Queen and Wild King, you know, kind of already covering all the skulls. So to make up for their mana accumulation, they just go went all in on this. Which, honestly, is not that bad. Like, once it gets going, it does what it needs to do. But it's more so the strength of Wild Queen and Wild King than the actual troop itself. Like, this troop outside this context is going to do almost nothing. Which is why I mentioned there's only, like, 1 or 2 teams really for him. This one, and then, like, drop King Salinas and put Hero in there doing something. Like, you could try, like, a non-Wild Queen King team. But his mana accumulation is set up pretty much perfectly for it. There's just the 2 primary colors they need. Alright, we do not have mana on him. However, get lucky here, he will have mana. He does have mana now. He does not have alignment, though, off of that mana. So I might just have to take a skull. Oddly enough, the skull does not kill. We also still do not have alignment. I almost just feel like casting it, but the value from it's really underwhelming here. I'm just gonna go... Oh, no! I was gonna poke him, but I can't. Oh, I forgot. A burn is AoE. For a moment, I thought the burn only applies to what gets hit by his ability. But no, it's actually full AoE. I always used to thought this was what he hit. Deals a bunch of damage to an enemy, boosted by Wild Folk, steal 1 magic from all enemies, affected by my spell, and burn all enemies. Oh yeah, it is all. Interesting. Not sure why, I always thought that he only burned the 3 that he hit, but apparently it is absolutely everything, regardless of what he hits. Convenient. It's not a trip you use too often. Because Pan's Veil is where pretty much every Wild Folk reside, for the most part. But yeah, this trip isn't really doing much in this team, unfortunately. It's just a Wild Queen and King just doing what it normally does. Like, these are 2 really strong mythics. And a new trip isn't really providing much for them that they weren't already doing themselves. Like, there's so many other ways you can mana accumulate for them other than doing this. Isn't there another troop that creates dragon gems? Yes, there are several. Most of them aren't that good. And are very forgettable. But yeah, there are, I want to say almost a dozen troops that can do the dragon gem mechanic. The problem is almost none of them are actually usable to any degree. Yeah, the only problem in this situation is now we're stuck with a super green board when I actually need yellow. So go for that. Go for it again, and that should be matched. There we go. Yeah, we'll do one more with this. Let's go try subtract King Salinas and get a Wild Folk weapon in there. Oh good. Oh no. Oh wait, hold up. Yeah, perfect. This is exactly what we need. Because I need to cover red. Because that's the only color we're not covering now. Alright, but now we're covering everything. Might even be worthwhile to change our banner to +2 green, +1 red. But we'll be fine. We'll get some mana over time. One thing I also need to change. We're currently using Archer Hero class. I actually don't want Archer. I actually want... I can't remember the name of it. Which one was it? I'll know it when I see it. It's not Oracle. Bard. That one. Because this is the Wild Folk thing. Yeah, it even shows the image of it there. I think it normally does whatever the most recent troop is. Just double checking all of its perks. Unfortunately, its whole list of perks are rather underwhelming. A little bit extra magic. At least it's 50% mana start. Because since we don't have King Salinas, it actually needs that now. Some spell reduction. Gosh, these are not good options. Are we using a tome? What are we using? No, we're using like some kind of lance thing. And a random status effect. Yeah, nothing too good there. Yeah, he's using a polearm. We don't have any extra damage for polearm. Okay, let's just go with this. So this is the hero version of the exact same team. So we ditched the 50% mana start for hero doing its thing. Fortunately, no +1 brown, so that's not full mana. Though this will be. Did not get yellow from Sky, so next turn. But we can go for that. Ideally not miss, even though we did. And hopefully King Salinas can get us rolling. Not quite, because I just realized he's the only thing that uses yellow on our team now. So any excess yellow doesn't go anywhere. Just stays in him. Alright, we're doing a bunch of lycanthropies. I kind of want to go take it just to deny it, but I also want that green. Though we get a lot more value from doing yellow. Honestly, this board is set up perfectly for his ability. I wish we had his mana right now. Alright, let's take the green, obviously. Go for the convert. Wait, do we have his mana finally? We do. Blue to green, purple to yellow. We had alignment, now we don't. That's unfortunate. Alright, let's just go for this and hope it works out. It did, perfect. Do we have alignment now? Yes, perfect. He basically has that Mercy convert, which is nice. Really good color denial. Anytime you can do purple to yellow or yellow to purple is a really good convert. It's one of the reasons Bane of Mercy is so strong. On top of everything else that it already does. It's just a really good convert type. And he does have that as one of his 2 options, which is nice. Unfortunately, no power to go with it. I don't know, it's not horrible. I just don't see myself ever really using this. I wish they would have made the... I mentioned it during the video. I wish they would have made the number of status effects it does higher. It's 1 to 3. It should be like 2 to 5. That would have actually made it usable. Or make it 1 to 3, but add cleanse to all allies or something. Just to make sure you guarantee you get it, even if you don't get bless mechanic. Speaking of bless, a random status effect give it bless. Because it needs slightly more consistency. The 1 to 3 is just too random. And if you roll 1 and don't roll a good effect, it's basically doing nothing. Hey, do we have alignment here? Yes, no, maybe so. Blue to green. Purple to yellow. No, it doesn't do anything here. I don't have a Cascade over there either. We're gonna actually take this green because I need that for both. As far as all that mana there, let's give him a little bit of value, but I think we just win right here. So it won't even matter. We do have alignment, so let's go for it, see if we can get a good effect. We got barrier, and that is it, I believe. Maybe enchant? No, just barrier. Wait, where did the enchant come from then? Oh, whenever I take green, I get enchant on hero. Because of the other perk that we have right now. Almost forgot about that. It's one of the things that quite a few heroes have. It's decently useful compared to a +1 mana gain. Really depends on the context, though. On if your hero needs more or the rest of your team needs more. Because obviously it only helps your hero, doesn't help any other unit on your team. Unlike a Link that can help anything on your team. So it's normally better to go Link, but sometimes the enchant can be good. Especially if your hero is blocked or if it just really needs to cast its ability. In this particular team, it really needs to cast its ability because that's how we get our mana started. So it basically allows the mana accumulate on 3, in a sense. Red, brown, and to some degree, purple. I don't know, do I go for yellow deeds? I probably shouldn't, but you know what? We haven't been buying that many merchants lately. We're just gonna get it. Ah, there we go. Anyways, that's the new troop. Overall, final verdict is, it's usable. I just don't really see myself using it. It's so situational. One thing this guy's going to be really good for, though, is if we ever have a Wild Folk restriction or Pan's Veil restriction, if we ever have either of those two again, particularly Wild Folk, this is going to be a really, really good thing. I say that because if we ever have, like, a Pan's Veil one, if it's some kind of event like that, you could probably go... Actually, you know what? This guy's probably not going to get used to often, because Blade Dancer. Blade Dancer falls in a really weird category where if you have extra spell damage, he just obliterates the entire enemy team in one shot. So this will make Beltane very absurdly situational. Because most restrictions where you would be restricted to Pan's Veil and or Wild Folk, you would have access to Blade Dancer's super strong ability during World Event. So there aren't too many situations where you can actually bring this thing out, which is kind of unfortunate. Yeah, it's not bad, it's just not over the top good. It's just a utility troop that will very occasionally get used for utility purposes. Anyways, let's go and bring out the good old team that's been moving at like 1 XP per hour. Actually, I think that's about how much it's getting, right? Because I do about 20 per day. So yeah, this team gains about 1 XP per hour, technically. Actually, slightly less than 1 XP per hour. Slowly but surely, he will be maxed. Where is he right now? Yeah, we're almost there. Look at that. At 1 XP per hour, we've almost gotten to maxed. Gems that explode at the start are worth 1 mana, right? The way that explodes work is you get 50% of the mana accumulation from exploded gems. So whenever you explode 1 gem, it gives 0 mana. If you explode 2, you get 1 mana. If you explode 3, you still get 1 mana. And if you explode 4, you get 2, so on and so forth. But it's basically just rounded down. It's for every 2 explodes rounded down. It's one of the reasons why Gem Destroy tends to be quite a bit better. Because whenever you convert on the board, you get all the mana. Whenever you Gem Destroy, you get all of the mana. But when you explode, you only get half the mana. It's one of the reasons why Thrall, Marilith, Egg Thief, Angry Mob, stuff like that is used a lot. Because they have really high magic later in the game, while also getting 100% of their mana accumulation. While also having really low mana costs. At least relative to how much mana accumulation they get. Or in the case of Thrall, both. And Bogstrider. Bogstrider I think is 8 mana, and he gets like Entangle. I don't use Bogstrider as often. He's a 2 higher mana cost Thrall, 3 if you consider the Link. And on top of that, the only good thing you get from it is Entangle. And a little bit of tankability, as it is tankier than Thrall. It's situationally worth it. It really depends what your composition is. Like, obviously, if you're not using a green, but you are using a purple, it's sometimes better to go Bogstrider. I find like 99% of situations I go Thrall instead, though. The Bogstrider is a lot safer earlier in the game, but earlier in the game, you also don't have enough magic to really use it properly. Or at least for not as much mana. Let me go look back in chat. Also, hello, Supernova and Maximus. Welcome, welcome. So your coach is taking a vacation from work for Friday. Oh, yeah, we got a Vault event this weekend. Yeah, it is kind of fun funny. Some people do actually take off from work for it. And we're going to be streaming. We're not going to be streaming as much on Friday, Saturday. We're definitely doing the mega stream on Sunday. Or at least Friday, I probably won't be able to stream as much. Saturday, I probably still will be able to. And Sunday, we're going to do a very, very long stream. But Friday, we're probably just going to stream at normal time. And then the rest of the weekend go pretty hard with it. As the earlier part of Friday, I'm going to be a little bit busy. And then after that, we should be good to go. So on Friday, we're probably just doing the normal time stream, then Saturday and Sunday going a bit more with it. That is the game plan. That or I might try to move some of my Friday plans to Saturday. And then kind of do more on Friday, then Saturday not do as much, and then on Sunday we go all out. And I'll figure out once we get a bit closer. Because it's not time sensitive to specifically to Friday. I could do it on Friday or Saturday, but 1 to 2 days I do have to do it. Let's see. Do you just do the low explore battles for vault events? Yes. You should basically just spam the lowest level explore. Or the lowest level you can one-shot without going any slower. I mean the highest level that you can one-shot without going any slower. Yeah, whenever you explode and get no mana, it's because you're only exploding 1 gem. Is what's happening there. Oh wait, that's not enough to kill, really? Gosh, they're kind of bulky. Yeah, they nerfed explode a lot in the past. It used to be 100%, then they nerfed it to 70, and now it's 50%. Oh wait, is that a... Oh wait, that's a benefit. That's not a trap. That is, though. We got corner square. Okay, let's go switch to a real team. Get out Zolgoth. Or not that that one isn't a real team, but you know what I mean. Explore, or not explore, but a Dungeon 20 team. Oh, I was about to say that. We better not die to a death mark on everything. Or I could even say it already died. Okay, we'll take that over. Because we don't have to worry about what's burned or not. Also, we auto win at this point, because even if the rest dies the death mark, we have 1 angry mob and 1 Zolgoth, so that's all we need to win. If you do a Palooza, set a timer for 15 minutes and save your last win for after the music stops. Yeah. You can end up getting the full amount of loot after. That's the whole reason why we have a timer whenever we do the vault events. It is exclusively for the purpose of figuring out when 15 minutes have gone by so we can get the full loot for the final battle. I assume this is an intended mechanic as it's been around for over a year now. I think initially it was kind of considered a bug. But then it's been over a year and they haven't changed it, so I assume it's a mechanic. Because they have not fixed it for, well over a year at this point. Even longer than that. Because basically every 15 minutes you get the full loot from the final fight. And ideally you want to save this for better things, like Dragonite Gnome, Curse Gnome, Glory Gnomes, if you can find a bulk of them. These Glory Gnomes have the most consistent loot of any gnome. As far as the standard rarity gnomes. Hello, Marty! Welcome, welcome. Alright, there we go. Might as well take the final trap, why not? Also, I'm not sure why I always keep clicking here. There's no point. I never get the Dragonite anymore. Though, since we've stopped buying Dragonite, we have actually managed to scrap together 363 Dragonite. Which is kind of surprising. Alright, I think the only thing we haven't done yet is Ward Event, then. We did this to get the troop. Next thing we're probably doing is the armor. I believe we have it by Sunday. Based on when we normally have the things. So I'll go wear that. Also, we need to go change back to male when we do. Because I want to wear the male one. Which is this one on the left with no head. Because I'm still using this getup from, this was actually still from the previous event, oddly enough. This was for Lunar New Year, for the Year of the Rabbit. And then also, I just kept it because it has bunny ears for Easter, so I didn't bother switching for Easter. Yeah, we'll need to go switch it for, once we get the spring armor. Anyways, In other news, let's go to a world event. There's not much to do with it today, but gotta keep helping out the guild. We're not all the way there yet. Keep making a little bit of progress. So teams we've been using, so just don't take Drake Rider and you're taking the correct room. And we've still been using the guard avatar quick kill. It's been doing what it needs to do, so no need to change it. As hello, Insane Gamer. Hello, Clip Bomb. Welcome, welcome. Alright, what do we need here? We'll take the little bit of Cascade. That gives us all the mana we need. Oh, I should have probably double-checked our alignment. What even are converts? Red to yellow, which I actually do have. And then just standard Mercy convert, which is always nice. Gotta love that purple to yellow. Especially when it's in power with cleanse, with everything else. Oh, we got alignment. Perfect. Do we have double alignment? We do not, but we could go for the explode. It's not worth it, though. Wait, we already have win condition, right? Yeah. I forgot, we're in world event. We have, like, an infinite damage, pretty much. Or at least this early on we do. What do you do when they're all Drake Rider? Go to a different kingdom. That or have 4 times stun. There's not a good early game. Actually, that's not true. If you were truly up against something a lot of times that had that you needed a stun for, one of the golems has 4 times stun. I forget its name off the top of my head, but there is a golem that if you take like a bunch of browns from the board with its explode, it'll stun the whole enemy team. The absolute best thing for it is Obsidious. The problem with that is it's a mythic. So why did I do that? I should just went for the mana. I already know we have enough damage. Also, Elementalist class is pretty good at getting rid of them. Not only does it stun them when you get hit by a skull, but it also stuns every time you take an extra turn once you have it fully traded. So there's 2 different ways to stun. It also gets those both very early. It gets at level 1 for the stun on skull, and it gets it at fully traded for the other stun, which you can just use orange orbs for. I'm gonna go for this. We get to almost full board clear, which is one really cool thing I love about this troop. It's almost like a weaker alternative Leprechaun. But it's great when you don't have access to Leprechaun, because obviously that happens quite often. Or you just don't have a Leprechaun option available. Yeah, we got a Valraven there. Perfect. Alright, do we have any convert here? No. Though we could still convert if we wanted to. Just don't have a proper one on the board. But yeah, whenever we get a battle like this, it's normally just best to ignore him. I just have to kill him twice. He's gonna revive every time, and honestly, it's not worth trying to put something on this team to stun him. We're just poking him twice. Do you do 4 of them to make them all but one different, or do one over the other? I'm not sure what you mean by that question. Or which one what you're referring to with it. Okay, we'll take that one first. Is Arcane Golem from Hall of Guardians? Oh yeah, that's the one. Oh gosh, that's like an ancient one. That was like the first one, or you know, one of the first factions that came in. It was one of the first Golem like troops too in the game, or among one of them. Oh, you mean the Stunner troop? Yeah, you would just need one. Like if you're gonna put that Golem in your team, you only need one of them. If that was the question. Gosh. Please, get alignment. You know what? We're just gonna go for it. That's one thing I like about this guy. He has so much oh, no. He has so much explode that, that you normally don't really care if you don't get alignment as much compared to the average converter. It's kind of cool. He also can mana accumulate back for himself, which is rather unique for an Empower converter. Most Empower converters cannot get mana into themselves because they convert a color they do not have. But even though he doesn't convert a color, or, you know, he converts into a color he doesn't have, the Explodes can still mana accumulate for him. And, of course, the other one still could have gotten it from Cascade. No, I needed that alignment. Luckily, we have the other one. But, yeah, he just gets so much. Not just from the Cascades, which all of them can get. But the Explodes themselves always guarantees at least some amount of mana back into it, which is kind of cool. Not something that other converters really get to do. And we're out of sigils. There we go, a little more progress on it. Oh, yeah, I believe that's all the main events. Let's go ahead and code. And then we'll go and... Oh, I meant to hand one out for Logic Slayer earlier. Oh, no. Let me go double check. Has Kafka sent us more yet? Maybe we still can hand out two. If Kafka has sent us more, let me go open Discord real quick. I checked a couple hours ago. However, a couple hours ago would have been like the middle of morning. Like they still would have been sleeping, so... At this point, it would be them in office time, so maybe she has sent it by now. Let me just peek real quick. I've poked her 3 times so far. About to poke her a 4th time, but honestly, I don't think doing it any more frequently will change anything. Oh, she's online right now. Let's see. Hello again. Just poking, so... previous message doesn't get buried. Because she's actually on Discord right now. She has a green bubble next to her thing. Let's see. There we go. Well, hopefully we'll have more code soon. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but she has green bubble on Discord, which means she's currently online in some way, shape, or form. Does that mean she'll see the message? I have no clue, but that's the first time I've seen her with green orb lately, so hopefully that means she will reply back in a couple hours. Anyways, another news. What are we doing? Well, we finished all the things, so I guess we're doing Explore 12. Oh yeah, let me hand out code. I got distracted trying to get more codes. And I forgot to hand out the code we already have. There we go. Because I want to try to have more before we do the 7-year stream this Sunday. As well as just more to hand out during Vault weekends if we're going to be streaming for a ton. Anyways, guys, there you guys go. Enjoy. Alright, so, next order of business. I guess just spam Explore. We finished out every other major objective at the moment. And I think we're just going to go for some Explore 12. And, obviously, going to go to good old Diamantina. Still a big fan of this team. We had a very clutch battle at the end of last stream. It was amazing. If you haven't seen it yet, you definitely should. If you haven't seen the last battle of last night's stream. It was very fun. It was a very insane battle. That was way harder than it should have been. Because there's no reason it should have been that hard. Also, I hate moments like this. We've somehow managed to... Oh, of course, he does it right at the end. But we have somehow managed to fill out 2 6 mana cost troops and 1 30 mana cost troop before we fill out a 6 mana cost troop with mana link. That is insane. It's always unlucky when that happens. But it does happen. It's the problem with not having Leprechaun. Yeah, the codes are unusable on PC Mobile. Fortunately, console can't use them. And once again, not getting any purple. There are way too many battles that are starting to become this way. It's why I like always having Leprechaun on one of these teams. Okay, I'm actually gonna take the red instead of the purple at this point. I think it's just better value just to feed something to, or feed the dragon full mana than it is to get Thrall up. Hey, merchant, anything good? No, that is awful. 2 horrifically awful things. You should never buy Aranias because you generally get better value just by buying a little bit more into the world event. And, obviously, Underworld Treasure is kind of useless. Hey, Thrall got mana for once. Somehow that wasn't enough mana, though. There we go. But that still wasn't enough mana. Luckily, we have, like, infinite once he gets going. It's not too big a deal. You get Xbox to work on your phone? Nice. I almost forgot that's a thing. Because they have that system where you can, like, play it wherever. On, like, any device. Which would be rather convenient. Let's see. I'll take that one over. I don't think Nintendo Switch has anything like that. Or I should say, Nintendo Switch doesn't have anything that you can legally do that way. Because you can definitely do it with a Nintendo Switch. They're not allowed to. Because the closest you can get with a Nintendo Switch is having like visually on your computer. Or visually on your phone. But it wouldn't be able to, like, play off the device. It'd still be playing off the Switch itself. Okay, we'll take that one over. But of course you can hack it onto like a Steam Deck and stuff like that. Though that is very much not allowed. Though I do plan on getting a Steam Deck at some point. Not for that purpose, obviously, though. I'm kind of waiting for Steam Deck 2.0 before I ever do, though. Because being able to play PC games in a handheld form just seems so useful. Not just for Gems of War, but, you know, like any game we just want to play around with. Just so much more convenient. But I'm still waiting for their 2.0 version whenever that will come. Because you know they're going to make a sequel. I think they're going to do it around next-gen console time. Or whenever Nintendo announces their next thing. I think they're, like, literally waiting for that. Like, they will probably already have a product ready, like, a year or two in advance. And literally just hold until Nintendo announces theirs. So they can then do theirs. So they know what their competition's going to be. Of course, it's more of a PC than that, but, you know, they're still in, like, the handheld device compartment. Yeah, what do we get from Merchant? Anything good? Yes, blues. Blues actually are good now. I need that for 30-star Sword's Edge. It's currently the only 30-starable kingdom. And we currently have, let's do some math, 8, 12... I need 6 more. We are 6 blue deeds short of our first 30-star kingdom. And doing so will give us 2 additional armor, which, you know, that's a pretty beefy amount of armor. I don't think we get any other benefit from it, though. Just 2 armor. But, you know, 2 armor is still a lot of benefit. Definitely not a small amount. It adds up. Yeah, we don't have a purple over there, though we can take 5 times red. Would that turned into like an 8 times red or something? Unfortunately, we don't need that much excess mana. All we do need is purple and green. 2 things the board is void of. There we go. Yeah, we'll take the purple over. Nice little Medal of Guard. I actually technically don't need those anymore. Well, I do and don't. The only thing I could use them for is the first level of rares. And we're not running out of rares quite yet. I think I still have about 100 or so rares left to go max out. The biggest issue is we just haven't been making much progress on it. Oh, come on. That was such a high chance and actually missed. And the main reason being, we actually missed an 84% chance. It's kind of unfortunate. But the main reason being, we just haven't been doing as much Explore 12 lately. Of course, we have been more now that we don't have to do all the Vault keys anymore. Though soon we will. Vault event this weekend. But, you know, lately we haven't been really opening any Vault keys because, well, we opened them all already. It's always funny when Diamantina gets extra turn on final turn. Oh, our first Angel! Because it doesn't actually do anything. Our first Angel today. Obviously not our first ever Angel. Oh, there we go. Some Deeds of Error. It's kind of funny because we spent gems on them earlier and now we got 2 for free. I'm not sure what the first 30-star Yellow Kingdom is going to be. If I had to guess, it's probably going to be White Home. If I had to guess any kingdom to be the first 30-star White, it's going to be White Home. Oh, we don't really know until several months go by. Because then we'll have a better guesstimate of which one we'll kind of get there first. Because as it currently stands, the only 30-star is blue, Sword's Edge. Though purple and green are still the more relevant ones because of magic. Though they are a little bit further away. I think the highest magic one is like 27 or 28 star. Which, you know, is close, but not all the way there quite yet. Ooh, double extra turn off a lower percent. Nice. Though not too low. That was 42% for 6 of them. Which is low, but not that low. Alright, I'll take that. Oh no, why did I think that was Green Cascade? Whoops. I totally thought that was Green Cascade. And that should be full mana. And anyway, poke, poke. And no extra turn, so that makes sense. There's barely any on the board. Used up all of our luck on the previous turn. Or previous battle. So if anyone still has any other questions or anything you want me to go over, do let me know. Is today and tomorrow... Actually, honestly, this whole week's going to be pretty much grind. Today and tomorrow are mostly messing with, obviously, vaults. Or not vaults, I mean, Explore 12s. And then this weekend is very much the 1,000 vault key grind. We do not end this weekend without 1,000 vault keys. With the biggest bulk of the grind on stream being on Sunday. We're still going to be streaming on Friday, Saturday as well. It's not as long comparatively. Though I still will be grinding off stream. Just not as much of it will be on stream those 2 days. Alright, good. We actually have purple for once. There's like only like a 4/4 boards have actually had a starting purple. Are we gonna have Guild War and Raid Boss? Next week we have Guild War. I can't remember what event we have next Friday. But I do know we have Guild War next week, so yes. Though I don't remember what weekend event we have next week. Just remember that this weekend was a Vold event. Oh, also, we probably get patched next Tuesday as well, by the way. Because they have to do it sometime between this time frame. Not that time frame. No, actually, technically this time frame as well. Never mind, technically. But they have to do it sometime between this time frame, which means next week's Tuesday is the most likely time for next patch. Which means we'll probably have a lot of things going on next week. Because we'll still have the spring event going. We're going to have the weekend event. We're going to have good old Guild War, all that kind of stuff. Alright, what am I looking for? I'm looking for go back to Golvania. But yeah, that tends to happen in Gems of War quite often. Where some weeks there's not as much going on, and then other weeks literally everything is going on. The next few weeks in general just have a lot of things going on. Because this week we had to start a spring event and all that kind of stuff. Next week we have Patch and Guild War with whatever the weekend event is. And obviously this weekend we also have Vault event. And then the week after that is basically the start of 6.9. Even though we're technically going to be in 6.9 probably next Tuesday. The true start of it is 2 Mondays from now. Because that's when the new campaign system kicks in. Which hopefully is not horrible. Because they're doing some kind of overhaul to it. And we don't know if it's going to be a good overhaul. Based on what they said on the forum, it doesn't seem bad. But I don't know, we'll just have to see it in game before we can really fully tell. But from their post on the forum, it actually doesn't seem too bad. But it easily could be. Have to wait and see. Because it seems like they're actually improving it. Which would make sense. But always skeptical about it, though. Because the biggest issue would be if they made you have to do any amount of battles per day. Because that would change how the event is done. As long as they don't do that and you just make it quicker, that's kind of fine. Because one reason they were tweaking it is they were seeing how many people were just re-rolling all the tasks, or, you know, a lot of the tasks. So they changed how the system works to basically make it those re-roll tasks. Like, almost the entirety of the system is the re-roll task. Like, kill X enemies, kill, like, X reds, match as many blue gems, stuff like that. Like, it's all those kind of tasks it seems like they're tweaking it to. Rather than something like, go play 2 days of dungeons, or, go and play arena to, like, tier 4. Like, it seems like they're removing a lot of those and replacing it with the reroll generic ones. Which will make them seem, like, less intuitive, because you don't really have to build teams. You can just run whatever and get them done. So you'll basically never really need a specific team for it. Like, you still could, but, you know, like, you won't need to put, like, a random book on your team. You won't need to put a random hero class on your team. Like, stuff like that is being removed for more generic ones. Which just means it will have less variety, but it will make it a lot simpler. And potentially even less time than the little time it already took. Which, honestly, I don't mind them ever tweaking anything to take less time in this game. Any tweak like that is always a good tweak. And it seems like next patch is mostly addressing campaigns in that regard. It is doing a few other things that we're not aware of, but the campaign rework is definitely the main focus of it. And then we get to wait for the big ol' 7.0 patch, which I believe is in June. Because the main thing we have going on in May is the very scary Adana rework. Because the Adana rework, I don't know, the main reason why it could be bad is there's a lot of really viable things in Adana. And tweaking them even slightly could make them completely useless. Kind of like what happened with Skeleton Key. Because that's where Ironhawk is, which is the meta for, like, every quick kill everything. That's where Tesla exists. That's where Tina 9000 exists. Which isn't as relevant, but, you know, it's still a good troop. I do feel like Tina 9000 will benefit from the patch. Tesla will probably be the same, and they better not nerf Ironhawk. But Tina 9000 should benefit from it, I would say. Mostly because if mechs are more viable, Tina 9000 is also more viable. Because due to the lack of viable mechs, Tina 9000 is almost exclusively ran with itself. Like, the most common Tina 9000 team is Hero in first slot, Man Accumulator, Tina, or something along those lines. Like, its best synergy option that's under the mech category is quite literally itself. Due to the lack of viable mechs in the game. You're burning through souls quicker than the Voltiven can fix? You mean on your newer account? Because I know in endgame you're definitely not burning through them that quick. It's almost impossible to run out of souls later in the game. You could, but it's very unlikely. But yeah, as you're progressing through the game, you burn through souls very quickly. The first sync is getting everything to level 20. But then soon after that, with how the system of the game is set up, you start to lose quite a bit when trying to go for those elite levels. To get something gold elite is 60,000 souls. That's not to mention everything you need for Soulforge too. Which is something I forget that even costs souls, but like almost everything in Soulforge requires souls. Between mythics, weapons, everything else. Later in the game, the stack gets so big that it's like pretty much unnoticeable that any of them even have any amount of soul costs. Another one of those is Celestial as well. Because you run out of Celestials very quickly early on in the game. You should almost always use orange orbs for the higher rarity stuff just so you can save the Celestials. What is good for low-level Mythic, barely any Legend soul farming team? Dragon Soul's still really good for low-level soul farming. Because even though the power curve of the game keeps going up numerically, there's still a lot of battles you can kill for 20 damage. For example, Sinner Mirage. And Wild Plains. Because the 4x Dragon team still works with Dragon Soul. I believe Dragon Soul's even in Soulforge this week if you don't already have it. So you can get it for 800 diamonds if you have the spare. But aside from that, anything with Valkyrie is still pretty good. It was the OG soul farming team. As long as you can double or triple cast to full souls, it will be fine. Ideally double cast so you don't have to cast as many times. Because that's only a rare. And you can synergize it into any good blue troop in the entire game. Of which there are many. Cheapest of which is Justice. But really any blue would work. Yeah, doing Judge is pretty nice. Obviously his main synergy is normally Fairish Ra, but without Fairish Ra, any Necromancy would be kind of good too. Also, that one hero class that gains... the Necromancer hero class could be pretty good too if you can get it fully traded. It gives you passive souls every turn. Unfortunately, it does not have a 50% soul gain, though. But it does have a few soul traits and stuff like that. Yeah, I still use that on my soul farming team, the dead guy. He really made it a lot easier. And Phylactery is really easy to get in early game, too. The only thing you wouldn't be able to do is you'd have to replace out Fair Shra for a Necromancy troop instead of the Necromaster thingy. But replacing this for Necromancy, that's still pretty good. Because Judge the Dead still one-shots the low-level Explorer. Phylactery still gets this mana just as easily. And I'm actually using Archmages with this, so you could use Necromancer. Main reason for this is it gives +3 purple. You can get +2 pretty easily from the final trait. The other one earlier on in the game can take a little longer, though. And obviously just Leprechaun for Leprechaun things. And that's the soul farm team I've been using lately if we ever need it. Obviously we don't really ever soul farm for it. The only time we ever use it is for that objective. Actually, I might be able to finally overwrite that team. Now that I think about it. Because what are we going to need it for once they rework campaign? The only reason I have that team saved is solely for the purpose of when we get a soul task. Like, whenever the campaign says, go get 40 souls, go get 200 souls, go get, like, 500 souls, whatever it says. We simply use that team once or twice, and boom. Because we get several hundred per battle. But if they're removing that task completely from the new campaign system, I actually have no need to keep that team saved anymore. As its only purpose is to get done the campaign task very quickly without having to go out of your way to build a team. It is its one and only purpose. As I never do any soul farming. It's just not needed this late in the game. Like, unless they had a gigantic soul sink, we are never hitting 0 souls in this account. We're currently at 20 million, pretty much. And we have a lot of ways to mitigate soul reduction as well. Between green orbs and opening stuff. Plus, like, orbs and stuff, like, for elite levels. One thing really interesting about elite levels, when you do it through the new orb system, you know, the one that was added back in December, a couple months ago, you do not consume souls. Upgrading a troop with a bronze, silver, or gold glory medal does not consume any souls. So the silver one saves you 10,000 souls. The bronze one saves you 10,000 souls. The silver one saves you 20,000. And the gold one saves you 30,000. Which is not something you really think about with it. However, that means that even the smallest orb of those, the bronze one, saves you more souls, regardless of what troop you do it on, than a major green orb. Which I had never actually thought about it like that. Like, I knew that it would save you souls, but even the weakest thing, like if you used a bronze medal on a common, which you should never ever do, but even if you did, that would still save you 10,000 souls. The soul saving is the same regardless of what rarity you do it on. Obviously, you should only do it on mythics, and if you finish every mythic, you should then work on legends, as far as the bronze glory medals. However, it saves you the same amount of souls regardless of what you use it on. 10,000 for bronze, 20,000 for silver, and 30,000 for gold. Obviously, it saves you way more tokens if you use it on a higher rarity. That's why you should always use it on the highest rarity. But it will always save you the same amount of souls, because the soul cost is not different. The soul cost to max out a common is the same soul cost to max out a mythic. It's only the token cost that is different. But I never thought about that. I knew that it saved you souls, but I never thought about the fact that a bronze medal will always save you more souls, effectively, than a major green orb. It's kind of insane. Because the whole point of green orbs is to save you souls. Yet, the new glory orbs do it better. We don't have a purple here. I'll take the green over. Oh, we don't have a purple over there. It's gonna be annoying. This is gonna be one of those mini battles where this thing gets full mana before a 5 mana cost troop with Link ends up getting mana slower than a 30 mana 6 color troop. The power of covering every color is very strong. Also, its lifesteal made it even more resistant. There we go. Anything good in the chests? Haven't got any good chest drops tonight. We got an angel and a couple other things there, but no good chest drops specifically. This might be the last round we go for as well tonight. till tomorrow night, where we'll be doing the class events as well as, I guess, prepping the teams for the weekends. Make sure everything's in order to go do Vault event. I should also know by then exactly how we're going to be doing it. I know on Sunday we'll basically be streaming all day. Friday and Saturday, I'm still not sure how I want to break it up, though. It's still to be determined. I'll have the info tomorrow night. However, Sunday will be the true big, like, all-out grind day for sure. Yeah, we're streaming basically every second of that day. We're going to start around, we'll probably start around either 10 or noon. Should probably have an exact time. Not sure, but yeah, it really just depends on what my sleep schedule is. Because I obviously want to be rested if we're going to be going that long straight. But yeah, we're either going to start at like 10 or noon on Sunday and go literally for 12 hours. Because I can't go any longer due to YouTube's restriction thingy. Otherwise it starts cupping over itself. Which I hope they lift that at some point. At least to 24 hours. Not that I'll ever do a 24-hour stream, but, you know, it'd still be nice. Do we care about 4 gem keys? It's better than nothing, I guess. I'm still not sure how I feel about the gem key offer. Like, it's a good value for us, but it takes value from the guild. But it's also so cheap that it kind of seems worth it. Oh, we already have the win condition. What am I doing? I almost did Thrall again when we already have everything we need to win. Okay, a few more fights. And as also hello, Genki. Hope all's been well. And as Genki mentioned, definitely feel free to like on the stream. Helps a lot and is greatly appreciated. Oh, how was Mega Man? Pretty good. We played through the entirety of the 3rd game. Everything except the post-game. Also, I forgot, the post-game is actually kind of hard. You definitely need a grind for it. Like, I got the whole storyline done without grinding at all, pretty much. And, one issue I had was, the post-game you definitely have to grind for. And for that reason, we just kind of peeked at the post-game and didn't really go through it. But we will be, playing through the 4th one at some point. Not sure exactly when, because I think our next, other game that isn't Gems of War that I'll be streaming is, going to be Breath of the Wild, finally. Tears of the Kingdom is coming out, next month. And I still haven't played Breath of the Wild, so at some point we need to go play through the entirety of Breath of the Wild. We are definitely not 100%ing that game. However, we will be playing through it. To what degree, still to be determined. But it depends how much fun we have with it. We're either going for basic completion, or we're going to go kind of all out. We'll see. We're definitely not 100%ing it. I know we're definitely not true 100%ing. But we might go for more than just basic completion. We'll see. Really just depends how things go. Oh, Tyrion, what did you mention? At 60 gems, you take nearly every arena for meddling purposes. At 60 gems, you take nearly every arena for meddling purposes. Wait, I'm not sure what you mean by that. Oh, you mean the Arania. I think you spelled that wrong. Or is it spelled that way? Oh no, I almost never see anyone typing it, so maybe that is spelled correctly. But, interesting. Wait, why do you need it for, oh no, oh no. The ratio of cost for the World event is generally better for the first 3 tiers of Aranias. So normally it's better to buy your Aranias from the thing. Because let's see, if you buy it from Arena, it costs 360 gems. What's 360 divided by 9? Calculator, go. 1 second. What's 360 divided by 9? 360 divided by 9. It comes out to 40. So that's 40 gems each. Oh yeah, you know what? That actually isn't too bad. Yeah, I guess that works out. Because when you buy it through the reward event, so doing it the way you mentioned, it's 40 each. Specifically through Arena. Through here, it is 30 for your first one. Or sorry, it's 25 for your first one. 30 for your next 2. And this is a 120. And then 40 for these. Yeah, this is why I normally buy to tier 3. The reason is, it's the same value or less as the 10% discount. Wait, is it 20 for merchant? I thought he only gives you 3 for... Wait, what was the merchant's cost? I could have sworn he was 3 for 180, which would be 60 each. Or was it something else? I could have sworn the merchant was 3 for 180. Was it 3 for 60? And I've just never noticed it. I could have sworn it was 3 for 180. And this is the whole medal. I'm pretty sure he just does tokens. Because this comes out to 25 gems per one. This comes out to 30 gems per one. This comes out to 40 gems per one. And buying them through Arena effectively comes out to this exact same cost. 40 gems per one. 3 for 60 on Arena? 3 for 180 on Anu? Oh, never mind. Okay, yeah, so it is 20 each. Okay, that's not too bad then. Never mind. I didn't even realize they were actually that low. Yeah, it's not too bad to end up getting it that way then. Yeah, anything from 20 to 40's like the range you should get them in. You should never spend more than 40 for an Arania. But yeah, if you can get them for 20s, yeah, I guess you should prioritize taking them then. Because there are quite a few things that need the epic upgrades. Actually, we actually have the most amount of epics, because I generally don't, like, overconsume the, what's it called? Because we get so many from World Event that we're just sitting on, like, a ton. Wait, does it not show me in this menu? Oh, do I have to go to the other menu? Really? But yeah, we have, like, 33 and 32. Technically 33 of both, because this one converts into that later. So I have 33 Urania and 33 just, yeah, the token just sitting there. I don't use them too often. Until we finally need them for a kingdom upgrade. But anyways, guys, we're going to be ending it here for now. We will be back tomorrow night, same time as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 hour prior to now tomorrow. We'll be messing around with the class event. Kind of grinding pretty similarly as we did tonight. Also, don't forget to take the dragon if you haven't already. Though, of course, we don't need it personally. And, of course, don't also forget to finish your spring events every single day. A lot of free loot to be had. Ideally, spend 50 gems per day so you can get all the loot. Though the free battles also still gives you a ton. And we got the Beltane today, so next we're going to work on the spring armor, so we'll have it by Sunday. So by this weekend, we'll have the spring armor set. Then we'll work on the pet, which we have to buy 6 times, 5 to get it max, 6 times to get the gold variant, just to have a copy of it. And then, of course, with any spear, you could either stop there or go for the Orb of Power. And I'm still going for the Orb of Power in case they have a purpose in the future. Obviously, currently, they don't have much of a purpose unless you don't have Zolgoth or Mage Carandera yet. However, I'm still holding out for them to eventually add more things to use Power Orbs on, as you should never, ever, ever upgrade a troop with a Power Orb. It's exceedingly bad value. But, yeah, hopefully it'll have more purposes in the future beyond Zolgoth and Rage Carandera. Anyways, guys, we'll catch you later. Enjoy the rest of your week. Stay safe out there. And I'll catch you guys soon. Bye, everyone. Thanks for watching. I hope you had a wonderful birthday, Logic Slayer. Stay safe out there.